Welcome to a special episode of the Global Slovakia podcast. Today, we pause to honor one of the most powerful anniversaries in Slovak and Czech history, November 17th, Freedom and Democracy Day. It's a day that isn't just circled on a calendar. It's etched into memory, woven into family stories, and carried in the collective heart of a nation. And what's remarkable is this. November 17th changed the course of history not once, but twice. Two different generations, two different tyrannies, one unwavering belief in freedom. Let's take the journey. The first uprising. It's the autumn of 1939. The world is at war, and Czechoslovakia has already disappeared from the map. After the Munich Agreement of 1938, the country was dismantled. Nazi Germany occupied the Czech lands, while Slovakia declared independence, though in truth it quickly became a puppet state of Hitler. Universities, always hubs of new ideas, energy, and idealism, became centers of resistance. And Prague was about to erupt with the outrage of young people who refused to accept the brutal regime that stripped them of their freedom and their country. When student Jan Opletal was fatally shot during a peaceful protest at the end of October, his funeral became an act of defiance. Thousands filled the streets of Prague, singing Czech songs, waving flags, just daring to speak of freedom. For one brief moment, the city breathed as one. And that was something the Nazis could not tolerate. On the night of November 16th to 17th, 1939, the regime struck back. 9 student leaders were executed without trial. Hundreds were arrested. Czech universities were shut down overnight. More than 1,200 students were deported to Sachsenhausen concentration camp, simply for dreaming of a free country. 35 of them never returned. By 1941, the world had taken notice. November 17th was declared International Students' Day, honoring their courage and sacrifice. This was the first chapter, written in blood, bravery, and the unbroken spirit of youth. But the story didn't end there, because 50 years later, on the very same day, the call for freedom would rise again. The second uprising. Fast forward to 1989. The Iron Curtain was beginning to rust across Eastern Europe. In Czechoslovakia, people had lived under communist rule for 41 years. Decades of censorship, surveillance, fear, and arrests. Lives interrupted. Dreams crushed. Voices silenced. But something was changing. A spark was building. On November 17th, 1989, exactly 50 years after the Nazi crackdown, students took to the streets of Prague once more. They marched to honor the victims of 1939, but also for their own future. Tens of thousands joined. With every step, the air grew charged, electric, full of possibility. And once again, they met a wall of police. Once again, they were beaten and arrested. But this time, violence ignited hope instead of fear. Parents were outraged. Artists, teachers, and workers joined in. Theaters closed in protest. Students went on strike. Within days, 1 million people flooded the streets. Their only weapons, courage and unity. The communist government faltered. Negotiations began. Resignations followed. And then, history turned. The Velvet Revolution was born. In just 10 days, 41 years of communism collapsed. Borders opened, voices returned. A new chapter began. November 17th is not just a remembrance day. It's a reminder of what courage looks like, of the price of freedom, and of the power of ordinary people to change the course of history. Students, teachers, actors, parents, grandparents, people who were tired of being afraid and tired of being silent. Thanks to them, Czechs and Slovaks got their freedom back. And today, we honor every one of them. Thank you for listening to this special episode of the Global Slovakia podcast. If this story inspired you, explore Czechoslovakia, Behind the Iron Curtain, our best-selling book that brings the communist history of Slovakia to life with rare photography, archival documents, and vivid storytelling. Discover the past to understand the present at globalslovakia.com.